What is the job of the CEO? What is our job? What are some of the things that we're responsible for? Vision. Absolutely. CEO's got to set the vision for the company. What else?
Make sure money's coming through. Not going to have a business if you don't have money.
How do we determine the value of a company? Revenue and assets. Is that how we determine the value of an agency typically? I mean, it should be a factor. If I had $10 million in revenue and $10 million in expenses, do I have a valuable agency? No. So is revenue the thing that matters most, or like what do you guys think? Profit. Do you guys agree that one of the CEO's most important job is to increase the value of the company?
Yes.
Yeah. What other things as a part of that are going to increase the value? Let's paint another scenario. Let's say that I have a $10 million a year agency, and we have $1 million in expenses. So I have $9 million in profit, but all of the agency is dependent on me. Like if I leave, it's going to be really hard for someone else to step in. How does that impact the value of the company? Yeah, it's gonna drive it down, right? So it's more than revenue, it's more than profit. Part of it is like we've got to make sure that there's systems in place, and Jeff mentioned vision, and we've got to have culture, like setting the culture. So these are all things that a CEO should do. A CEO doesn't necessarily have to manage all the finances. They certainly don't need to do the bookkeeping. We've got to look at the numbers. We do not need to review them every week, but we certainly need to review them once a month. And for those of us that own multiple companies, this is something that should apply to every company. What I'm going to mention here, I'm going to frame it in the way of an agency. But there's, for instance, the cost structures and stuff like this are going to be tilted towards an agency in a different type of business. They may be slightly different, but the foundation remains true. The titles for things. So this is a key business owner foundational skill. When I first started my business, nobody taught me this, even though I should have known to look for this because I have a degree in accounting. I was an accountant. I should have known to do this. For some reason, I didn't. As business owners, you guys have to know this stuff. There's no way around it. So I'm going to keep it on a very foundational level. And I would encourage you to watch this and rewatch this until you know it cold, right? Maybe even make flashcards, memorize the stuff that's in here. I've trimmed it down to very foundational pieces because this is going to impact your business. There are people that are, that have their numbers down cold and they're very methodical. And I would say by and large, their businesses are going to be worth more than the people that maybe have like more talent in certain areas, amazing skill sets, salespeople, all this stuff, but they don't focus on the profits, and they can bring people in all day. And they miss out on a core. This is business foundation, business 101. I think that there's two roles on here that everybody needs if you have a business. The third one, the CFO, it's not required until, a ways down the road. Bookkeeper. Let's just get clear on what they do. So basically how this works is you get a software like QuickBooks or Xero. You connect the software to your bank accounts and your credit cards. And that should automatically pull the transactions into a centralized location where they can be categorized, right? So that's what is meant by reconciling transactions. It's basically taking the stuff in and putting it in the appropriate buckets. It allows us to maintain clean financial records. This is not strategic, right? It's about what's happened in the past. A tax accountant, this is somebody, they could potentially bring like tax strategy to us at the end of the year or quarterly. If we have W-2 employees, maybe they're working with a payroll company, or maybe they are a payroll company. They should not be doing your bookkeeping. A tax accountant gets paid a lot more money than a bookkeeper. So you don't want to have, like your star shortstop over here, like serving hot dogs in the stands. But we need the reports. You've got to get the data. Why you should delegate bookkeeping. Your time is more valuable elsewhere. You guys running a business, 1,000% should get paid more than a bookkeeper. There is a lot of, it's busy work, first of all. There's a lot of training that would have to go in place before you can become a bookkeeper. They're going to go faster. The ROI, this is not your bread and butter. It's theirs. There's people around the world that can do this for cheap. So absolutely, you should be delegating this. You are the CEO. Don't spend your time trying to learn to be a bookkeeper.